Well, joining us, Badri and his Dulhania this Holi, and they're going to tell us about their holy alliance. So, is the road to matrimony bumpy or is it a piece of cake?
Never.
I think it's always, isn't it always bumpy?
Yeah. What's the fun if it's the piece of cake? You're supposed to eat the cake after you get married, right?
A lot of people say actually the cake is like it's a bitter pill to swallow.
Yeah, जो खाए वो पछता है और जो ना खाए वो भी पछता है. वही हो जाता है.
No, that's a very cynical way of looking at things.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like bitter chocolate with the percentage of bitterness varying at different times.
No, see, I think
Says a married man, so with certain amount of experience.
The place where we based the film is like Heartland of India. It's based between Jhansi and Kota. So it's a lot of the humor, a lot of the conflict is coming out of the region itself. You know, it's not only because of marriage, the marriage aspect. It's because of how these people are, how their ideologies are so different. So that was really fun for us to do as
Was that
actors.
a revelation to you? Like, you know, so far removed Mumbai and...
In terms, physically, yes. In terms of, it was a learning experience of just how, maybe you get a sense of how people are, but you sometimes are proven wrong because we tend to bend more towards the cliche when we're thinking about what small town girls and boys are like. In this case, I mean, especially with my character Vedahi, she's educated, she is inspirational, she's strong-minded, level-headed. She has all these things that actually I can relate to. The only difference is that maybe I'm an urban city girl and she's a girl from Kota.
I had nothing that I could relate to. Or Badri, let me just tell everyone. I had like zero. I had nothing. Except probably the heartbreak thing, because everyone's been heartbroken at some point. So that could have added some personal touch over there. But otherwise there was like zero.
Badri was tougher than Humpty, is it?
Much tougher than
Badri was, it's a more difficult love story.
No, it has been a tougher film for me to write as well because, you know, it's a more mature film with the kind of message we want to give out there. It talks about a relationship with a certain angle of love and respect versus not just being about love and everything is going to be happy thereafter.
Changed in the 2 years, other than the hits and the awards that these two have. What changed between Humpty
the
and
hits
Badri?
and the awards?
And the hits 2 years.
And the hits 2 years.
I think understanding. I think the number of experiences, I would say for all three of us, just the fact that...
Really? I don't think so. I literally felt like we were the same the way we were during Humpty.
Same in terms of the banter we were chatting, but just our communication about every character, every line was slightly coming from a more sense of understanding.
Varun troubles everybody, not for like because he wants to trouble, because he wants to push you.
So you are the troublesome.
Yeah,
sorry?
You are the troublesome.
I'm not troublesome. I'm not troublesome.
It's trouble if you look at it, but actually it's just nudging. Like he's just pushing you to be the best of your ability, which is why we love working.
Somewhere for me, Pooja, I got hold of this film or this script or just this thing which I was so passionate about. And I came into this film after nearly being burnt out after Dishum, because I promoted Dishum so strenuously. And a lot of people are feeling I'm promoting this film more than Dishum, but that's not true. Put a lot of pressure on that film, on myself, and I was kind of depleted. And this film, and then a film came about in my life which just arose a lot of passion in me as an actor, you know, where I had a lot to prove, I had a lot to do. Also, it's my solo film after after Badlapur. So for me, actually, I have to all over prove it again to the audience.
And Alia, when I interviewed you for Humpty, you said, you know, there's a lot of pressure on a hit jodi because you have to, you know, people have a lot of expectations. Did you have that kind of a feeling when you came on to Badri?
You know, I don't look at the end product as much while making the film, because what I enjoy the most is the process. And then when the film is releasing, I start panicking. But that is, it hits me much later on. So I never... Because the minute I'm conscious about people like me and Varun like this, people ko ye pasand aata hai, then I'll be doing for the people and not true to the character. And that's a very dishonest way of working. So we made it a point, even though whatever chemistry can come with people looking at each other through 10 buildings also. It's just how honest you are to the moment of it.
You know, and if they're an authentic jodi, I think there'll be a bigger hit jodi. Versus trying to prove the fact that they're a hit jodi and then those things which are going to be false just to kind of
as if we're not treating a film like a project, we treat it like a film. That's what I mean.
And Varun said if Vedahi existed in real life, he would marry her, but there was no retort from you. So like Badri, like is not
she
like
should
the
not marry her.
एक तो I think Varun just says anything he wants sometimes. Talks nonsense. And are you awake?
He's waiting for an answer.
Waiting for an answer.
If there is a Badri, will you marry or not?
Exactly.
He's waiting for the
Or
answer.
just like
the next reaction depends on your answer.
we are waiting. We are waiting.
I think I should answer that after people see the film.
But you're the most sought after Dulhania, yeah? I mean, 2 states, Shandar, Humpty and now Badri.
Shandar, I wasn't a Dulhania.
You're not a Dulhania, but again that marriage party came in, na?
I mean, I feel it just shows how much of an important part does weddings and getting married and being a bride or groom or
I think
whatever.
it just shows
It's a
that you really
celebration.
want to be a Suraj Bharjatiya heroine, actually.
Suraj
a
Bharjatiya, exactly. You
celebration.
said Badri is the first Rajshri film from Dharma, is it?
Yeah.
That Varun has said this, right?
It is,
But
but
it
it is.
is.
It's not a Dharma film. I'm saying this.
We've said
You know,
that.
They don't even hold hands and they look at each
You know,
other.
but this happened to me.
We call
and,
each other
you know,
Badri ji and Vedahi ji.
when we shot some parts of the film and came in and Karan saw the footage for the first time, he was looking at the footage and he's like, Shashank, you made a Rajshri film. And I'm looking at him and I'm saying it in the best way possible. So I hope it's a huge compliment and we can live up to
Yes,
that
Rajshri films
expectation.
really reach out to the
Because we've grown
country.
up
At
No,
a,
I mean, you know, at the time when Hum Aapke Kaun came out, it was the best film I had ever seen in my life. I was in love with Tuffy and the Bhabhi. I felt
You
so
only
bad.
love with Tuffy, no one
Tuffy, when the Bhabhi died, I was so
Yeah,
upset.
we're crying when Renuka Shane falls
Yeah.
off that staircase.
Shit.
It's like a...
No, you know, it's a film that's ingrained in us, you know, it's part of our culture in
absolutely.
that sense, you know. So, I mean, we are not saying it's like of that time, it's 2017's, maybe we'll start, the youth will relate
The
with this
love
film
and the
somewhere.
warmth is, I think,
That's what we are
we're
going
trying
for.
to aim at.
exactly.
And Alia, also many congratulations. I mean, your
Thank you.
Dulhania shelves are weighing down
बहुत कमाल
with
की film है.
awards. So are the shelves like straight or they're like...
No, there are not that many shelves, honestly. I have one bookshelf and then they have 2 awards, one from Highway and one from Uttar Punjab.
But uneasy lies the head that wears the crown or not? I mean, do these accolades like affect you or they don't?
You know, there is a poster that I have in my house that says "Let It Go." So between the 2 awards, I've put that poster.
Oh, that's a very good way of like, you know.
Maybe pun intended.
And also now Badri has another problem. He can't handle maths. So, I mean,
Yeah.
in real life, how good are you with simple and compound interest?
Ask me simple interest.
Simple interest.
Simple interest is P into R into T divided by 100.
Or compound interest.
वो थोड़ा कठिन है 10 मार्च को जाके देख लो थिएटर में पता चल जाएगा.
If Vedahi or Kavya was on Tinder, who would you swipe? Tinder, who would you swipe?
I would have got a culture shock if Betty was on.
I don't think
Tinder.
whether you're on Tinder.
Very chauvinistic way of thinking, but I would have really got a culture shock if Betty came on Tinder. But what are you looking on for Tinder when your Zula is here?
But she's not on Tinder.
If
I don't
who would
think
I
she's
swipe
interested.
for? Varun, I would go for Kavya.
What?
As Varun, not as Badri.
But you said
you
as
said
Varun you
Vedahi
will
is
marry
the
Vedahi.
perfect
Arey,
girl
as
you would marry.
but Tinder
Any
is for
man
but
would
Tinder
want
is
to
not
take
for
on-
marriage. Who goes on Tinder for marriage? You're going on Tinder for other reasons.
No, you're going to meet people.
No, you're not, yeah. Please, anyone who's
It's a
saying
dating
that
app.
is lies. And in India they sell it like that, but
If
that's
you have
not
to
true.
meet people, you should go on some
Tinder
marriage
is not a
site.
Tinder is not a marriage app. On Shadi.com, I would have chosen Vedi.
God, look at the double standard.
But she looks like both of them. It's not like I'm not choosing her.
Basically,
Why making her feel bad?
Basically, he's going to unfriend both of them on Facebook today.
Okay, kill, marry or hook up to you. Badri, Humpty or Varun?
Oh, good question.
Now, who is she choosing as? Is she
Kill,
Vedi
marry
or
or hook up?
But is she Vedi, Kavya or
As
Alia?
Alia.
As Alia.
Badri, Humpty or Varun?
So I would, I think I would marry Humpty. It's tough, huh? Who should I kill between Varun and Badri? So I'll kill Varun and I'll hook up with Badri.
And now, dekho. So Varun, your
Nope.
turn. Kill, marry, hook up. Alia,
Oh God.
Shania or Vedhi?
Shania, I think you would kill Shania first. Shania was really rude to him.
Yeah, that's a nice question.
Shania was never rude to me, whatever. He screwed around.
Alia,
Shania
Shania,
breaks his heart
Vedi.
also.
Yeah. I would hook up with Shania because just like one last time.
Marry
kind of a
Vedhi
thing.
and kill Alia.
And I would marry Vedhi for sure.
Kill Alia. Next movie would be a ghost-like movie. This is what
Do
happened.
you realize because they're killing each other, I need to keep making this Dulhania movie? So
I know, exactly.
hope one day they'll come to peace with each
No,
other.
but Vaidehi is a great character. Yeah, it's a very inspiring character, honestly.
Both of you are kids of filmmakers and not actors. Does that enable you to have a different perspective?
It does. I believe so. I feel that we have a more holistic view towards films because of that.
And we're, I think, just more sensitive towards
yeah.
films being made.
And people making the films, like the pain that goes in behind the camera, which the cameraman or the camera attendants or, you know, the set designer, the directors, assistants, everyone goes through it's tremendous. You know, an actor doesn't do it alone. There's a lot of people that have inputs, and it's all about teamwork, I would say, eventually.
You know, but both of them don't come to the set with their lineage.
Absolutely, they're like,
you know, wearing their lineage on their back.
Make up people who say there's too much of nepotism in Bollywood.
We don't make anything, we just tell them.
What did you say? It's about a good parenting.
He
It's
said
a
product
result.
parenting.
They're a product of bad parenting.
No, not.
And the ones who talk about
You
nepotism.
know, the
I feel
answer to that is, wouldn't they do the same thing if they were born in those
It's not
respective
about do
houses?
the same. I mean, if a father will not do for his son, then who will do? Why should someone else's father do? Well, they acting like their fathers didn't buy them one pencil box also. मतलब तुम्हारे पापा ने तुम्हारे लिए कुछ नहीं खरीदा, स्कूल नहीं भेजा तुमको.
Pencil box.
ये कंप्यूटर जिस पे तुम बैठ के ट्विटर पे लिख रहे हो, वो पापा ने ही दिया ना, किसी और के पापा ने दिया तुमको. So it just becomes an excuse, yeah, after some time.
Pencil box.